there's some of them that stayed made, you know, because they had, what, 4, 5 at the time.
So there wasn't any segregation or racial tension in the store?
Well, they kind of picked it in front of the store for a day.
When was
But,
this?
oh, this was,
60s? Or before?
might have been in the 70s.
In the 70s?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I can't, don't quote me on that, but,
Okay.
oh no, they started, in fact, we had a reunion, I think it was last year, and we all went to lunch, but we paid our own, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the girls worked in my department, and another clerk came up to me. She says, "If you go around there, Ethel would like to tell you hello." I said, "Well, I'll get up." I got up and I went. And she says, "Vi, it's so good to see you." I said, "Well, yeah." I hadn't recognized her, but I didn't tell her that because she put on some weight, you know. So, but they invited, I don't know who did that calling, but somebody did the calling.
So it was a reunion for old Mervyn County employees?
Clerks, workers.
Oh, cool.
We had to pay our own meal, but it was nice, and, you know, to see them.
Were the employees picketing? Is that who was in picketing?
No, it was the black that was
Oh.
picketing.
So just the local black population?
Yeah.
And what
Well,
were they picketing
they
for?
weren't. There were some of them that was not from Marine, honey.
Oh.
It was just, how would you call them? Just.
Were they like students? College students,
No,
maybe?
no, they weren't.
No?
They were just picketing, you know.
What for?
Well, because they wanted them to harm no blacks.
Oh, okay.
You see, we had black porters, and we had black women that cleaned, but they wanted salespeople,
Oh,
and they got it.
And they got it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. What department would you say was the most popular?
In the whole store,
Mm-hmm.
would have to have been the ready to wear.
Ready to wear. Okay. Let me flip this over. All right. Almost done. Thank you for being so patient. And so, can you tell me?
I was a little bit leery. I said, "Well, what in the world?"
Can you do you remember about the charge accounts? What was that policy? Did you have to have like a good reputation with the cons to get a charge account, or could anyone just come and get
I
it?
really don't know to tell you, honey. I have no idea. I only know that one of Walter's cousins told me one day that she could buy, her husband was a rice farmer, that she could buy, she had an open account. In other words, Mr. Mervyn would let, or Mr. Leo, whoever it was, would let them buy on credit until the rice or the cotton came in.
Okay.
You know. And I was told that by her. I didn't.
You didn't really know for sure.
No. Mm-mm.
Okay. Was there a delivery service that the cons offered?
Yes, they
Okay.
did.
Did they charge extra for that or no?
I don't think so. That was before my time, though.
Okay, so they stopped that when cars became more.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did they have any store promotions? You said they had sales. Were there like coupons that they offered in the newspaper or anything like that?
They had coupons, but I don't remember how it worked.
Okay.
I mean, if you'd buy so much, they'd give you coupons.
Oh, okay.
That was years in my God, that was before I ever married.
And so you had a lot of regular customers? You would say most of your customers were people that came in regularly? Okay. So was it rare that people came out of town? Or was mostly Rain people who went to Marine Con?
Well, I tell you what, I think they carry good merchandise, not because I worked there, you know. And other than Lafayette, Crowley didn't have, you know, goods like the cons did, you know.
Okay. And you had said earlier they had pretty much something for every price point. If they had stuff, clothes for available for people of lower income and higher income.
Oh yes. They didn't just cater to the elites, you know. Well, it was we're all country people.
Right. So when you went to New York, did you go to different stores to buy things at different price points? How did that work?
I went to the manufacturers.
The manufacturers.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you have like a favorite customer? Do you remember? Or
Well, I had a lot of favorites.
A lot. You can't name just one.
Can't name just one.
Okay. Do you remember a customer that was like particularly difficult?
Oh yeah.
Do you remember any specific, or there was just some people that just you couldn't please them no matter what you did?
Well, you know what? I think what we did, we would cater to them more, and I think they just irritated them to no end.
Did it kill them with kindness?
Kindness, that's right. That's right. There was one time, there was 2 or 3 people standing waiting. Mr. Jankow come to me and he said, bye. He said, get your girls to wait on me. I said, they're waiting for me. He said, oh, okay. I couldn't tell him, you know.
Yeah. You had to suck it up and do it.
I said, they're waiting for me.
Do you remember the brands that you bought from the manufacturers?
Oh, sure. Sure. Shadowline, Van Rolt, Sanssouci.
Oh, wow. Did y'all do special orders? Like if one, high-end customer said, I want this certain brand, when next time you went to New York, would you get that? Or would they do a special mail? Okay. Was that often or
no? No, it wasn't.
Okay. What about any hurricanes? Do you remember working at the store during any hurricanes?
Yeah, we didn't go to work. We couldn't go to work.
Was there any damage to the store?
They would block the showcases. Now, one time I think it cracked one, but they were pretty good with.
So there was no real damage to the store?
No, I wouldn't.
During the time that you worked there, did the store change over time?
Oh, yeah.
Several?
I wouldn't say several, but it changed.
With like updated technology and things like that?
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
Okay. What about style? Did they change like the look of the store during the time you worked there?
Just one time that I can remember.
And when was that, do you know?
The store closed. That was a long time ago. They worked around it, and they incorporated one thing with another, and at the very crucial point, the store closed for 2 weeks.
To do remodeling? Okay.
And let me tell you, when it opened, 2 weeks later, you couldn't find a parking space.
Oh, wow. Did they remodel to make more room, to add more stuff? Was that what they were doing?
I don't remember.
I don't remember.
I just remember, the people, we had to park way away and to give them parking space, the customers' parking space.
Do you remember what remodeling they did? Or did they just like update, the paint?
They moved the men's department is what it was. And they had to go through the ready-to-wear,
Mm-hmm. Okay. What influence would you say that store had on Rain? If you can think of any. It was definitely more job opportunity for people in Rain, right?
It was, but it also was good for people in Maine. They didn't have to go out of town to get whatever they wanted.
Mm-hmm.
That was the main thing. Now people thrives to go to New Orleans to buy and this and that, but I know my mom was happy that she could get the goods that she wanted, for us, because she sewed,
And was it also a place where country people could come into Rain and socialize and see people that they haven't seen?
You know what? When I first started, that was the main attraction. That was the main attraction.
Okay. And when the store closed, what effect do you think it had on Rain? Or do you think
I was gone by then, but for the people that doesn't have so much, I think it's still hard.
because they have to travel outside and things are more expensive?
I don't go to Lafayette at all. Not at all. Luckily, I have a niece that loves to shop the stores. So, well, actually 2 of them. And when they know about a sale, they call me. We'll pick you up or come meet us and we'll take you. So I said, well, okay.
But it forces people to go outside Rain to get stuff instead of...
Oh, there's nothing in Maine anymore.
Not for sure.
There's what you call it, a dollar store?
Yeah.
On the corner of Mervyn Collins, So,
Okay.
in fact, they took what, the men's department? They bought the men's department. Is it the dollar store or
Yeah,
something?
it's right next to the building. Okay. And
Now
last...
that broke my heart. I wasn't working there anymore, but I cried like a baby.
Yeah. And why did it close down? But just the last of the cons were getting older, they didn't want to deal with it?
People has motor vehicles now. They can go shop to Lafayette. They can go to New Orleans and shop and all of that. I think that's what it is.
So just sales dropped. It wasn't doing as good. Okay. And why is documenting the history of Mervyn Con important to you? Because it was such a big part of Rain when you were growing up?
Well, I think that was the biggest part of Rain. At one time, they had 110 employees.
Okay. Is there anything else you want to add about Mervyn Con or Rain?
I wouldn't want to live any place else.
Oh. All right. That's a good note to end on. Thank you again for being so patient.
Well, you're welcome.